life will happen anyway. I go what the people say. It costs to talk, I make them pay. Don't you wanna get away?
Welcome back, better investors, to another episode here on the BI Academy channel. So I want to go ahead and dive into a little bit of what you already seen on a prior video, and it's going to be how we can go from a paycheck to net worth. So if I'm an employee, how can I go from having a paycheck to actually having net worth and using whatever it is I make at work to now fund other things outside of work and potentially even retire me from having to work? So that's what we're going to look at, and we're going to start at $10,000 and show 3 different ways that we can allocate $10,000, whether that's inside of savings, all at one time, or whatever the case is. It's going to be $10,000 from our income. And how can we better allocate our income so that we can get different results from what we've been getting? We know that insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting something different. So we have to do different to get different. All right. So this $10,000 is going to be separated into 3 different categories here. Normally, you would pay your bills, you would pay some debts, and last but not least, we have our luxury items and leisure things that we do for ourselves, whether it's vacation, going to the movies, or whatever that may be. Okay? We have to do these things to even be happy about working, going to work for a paycheck. So these are the 3 different categories of how we already spend our money, but we're going to do it in a little bit different way, and you'll see that now. So rather than us going straight $10,000 to those different categories, we're going to switch it up and go from $10,000 to our bank. Okay, so I'm going to put here my bank. I'm talking about my banking system because it's important to understand that before we spend any of our money, where does it go? It goes to the bank. We're going to change that, and it's going to go to our bank. In this instance, it's going to go to my bank. The reason why I wanted to go to my bank is because it's more advantageous and beneficial. I can actually earn interest. My banking system here that I'm talking about is actually about 4% APY when I put my dollars from my paycheck into my bank. All right. Now remember, key difference here is that I'm putting money into my bank instead of the bank. Putting money into the bank, 401ks, and other things of the like is what has held us back financially. All right. We have to get to the point in our lives where we have more financial responsibility because that means more control. Uncle Ben, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. In my bank, I now have the power to earn that 4% APY, which is going to start getting my money growing and flowing for me, and it's going to actually have my money working just as hard for me as I do for it. Now, I'm going to only make deposits into my bank that will then grow at that 4%. And I'm not going to be taking any withdrawals, so because of that, I'm going to get compound interest. And that's when you earn interest on interest that you have already occurred on your account. Okay, so if you want some more into that, we won't dive into it here, but you can always look into what compound interest is. As Einstein would say, is the 8th wonder of the world. So my deposits earn at 4%, and when I get ready to take out of my banking system, I'm only going to take it out in the form of a loan. So being that I am my own bank now, I have the opportunity to take deposits, but when I give out from the bank, I'm going to be given out in the form of a loan. I can then lend to myself, which gives me the ability to pay myself back like any other bank. When it gives out a loan, it expects that money back plus more, right? And the interest that the bank earns helps the bank become profitable and able to do even more transactions. Same thing here. The interest that I pay myself back to my bank, being that I'm the banker, I'm going to keep that interest. It's going to now make me even wealthier, and I'm able to do even bigger transactions into the future. Meanwhile, the 4% that I was earning on the deposit that I made is still there, and it's still growing with compound interest. All the while, I have that loan out that could even potentially make me more money. So I could be taking a loan for whatever it is. It really doesn't matter, honestly, right? Even if it's to pay off some debt, or to buy a liability, my liability can now become assets because I'm the bank, and loans on the bank's balance sheet is an asset, not a liability. Right now, most of our debt is a liability to us, okay? How is it possible for me to make loans and not take a withdrawal from what I put in? Is because of the death benefit. So a little bit of a precursor to everything that we're talking about. When we're talking about becoming our own bank, we are referring to cash value life insurance, and in specific, we are talking about whole life insurance that has cash value designed for banking. Okay, so we're not talking about IULs, otherwise known as Index Universal Life, and we're not talking about any other type of product other than whole life insurance. And that needs to be with a mutual company that pays dividends so that we have a guaranteed cash value from a guaranteed death benefit. So we are collateralizing our death value right now while we are alive, and our life value inside of our policy here is called cash value. So we're taking cash value loans, which is from the pool of the insurance company, not our deposit, our pool of money that we put in. So our small amount of money is turned into a larger amount of money, and we're borrowing from the larger sum of money to be able to do the things that we said we were going to do anyway. So we still know that the bills have to be paid. We still have to also worry about debts such as car notes, house notes, student loans, and we also have to worry about retirement and investing. Most people are investing for retirement. I suggest that we stop doing that. We start using our bank to actually saving for retirement instead of putting our money at risk inside of the stock market or whatever the case is. Let's separate our savings plans from our investing plans. We're going to actually establish a financial foundation with our banking system and having a savings. And then from there, we're going to do investing to further secure ourselves for things like retirement, but also to simply improve our lifestyles. We want to have those capital gains so that we're able to afford even more things and live a higher quality of life. What that comes into is the luxury things, right? So vacations, second homes. We want not only to live our lifestyles, but to be able to increase our lifestyles. No matter how much you actually get to save from your paycheck, it's important that we have our paycheck and understand what to do with it. We're no longer going to do what we've been doing, where it goes to the bank, 401ks, and etc. We're going to take it and go straight across to our bank. My bank is giving me that 4%. My paycheck is not going directly to bills or anything like it was before. Is going through my banking system to cover the bills, the debt, investing in luxury items. And if you see, it's going to start making a little bit of a circle. Okay, so our paycheck still went to take care of the things we wanted to take care of originally, but it made a quick pit stop before it did those things. Let's now see it all come together when we use our banking system. The cash value loans are paying off the bills when it comes to, and I understand that car notes and house notes and the sorts are more like debts to us, but here we see them as bills and we pay them as bills. So I'm just looking at our reoccurring things. So pay off the car, pay off the house. We have credit cards and other debts like that, student loans, so on and so forth. Now, here's where it gets interesting, okay? So investing creates income or profits for us, right? Luxury items doesn't necessarily create money, but it definitely creates happiness, and happiness is a large part of what we strive for in life, and it helps us actually be motivated to keep going forward and continue to be successful. From here, we're going to see how the money that we were able to generate or either save by paying off some bills that are no longer reoccurring or getting out of some debt that we did have on our balance sheet before that took a lot of our income out of our paycheck every time we got it. It was going straight towards that debt. It's not going there anymore. Where can it now go? It can go to pay back ourselves the loans that we took from our banking system, okay? We see that we got $25,000 from the bills that we used to pay that we no longer pay anymore. We also have $25,000 that we got back and we were able to recapture from paying our debt that we no longer have reoccurring. And also, too, we made an additional $20,000 from investing. That's a total of $70,000 that can go back to repay our banking system for the cash value loan that we took. So We replaced old dollars with new dollars, but we were able to recapture our wealth and get it back to us so that we're building wealth and not just focus on trying to build credibility. At the end of this, we have whatever it is that we deposited into the policy from the beginning. It's still growing with uninterrupted compound interest. That's that 4% there. And also, two, beyond that, what do we have? We also have $70,000 in cash that can be relent from the policy at any point in time to do whatever it is we want to do, whether it's something that we need or we want. We're able to take it from what we've already paid back. So how did we get those new dollars? The new dollars were generated by increasing the quality of our life using our own banking system. We didn't have to go create a business. We didn't have to go do anything outside of what we were already doing, like work more hours at work or get a second job. We just simply changed how we spent the paycheck. So what are we talking about? We're talking about building cash and building wealth versus trying to build credit and credibility with banks and third parties who are honestly not that credible themselves. If you're ready to get started on the next phase and step inside of your financial journey, make sure that you do click the link inside the description, because there is a link there for you to book a free consultation where I'll talk this over with you. We can talk about your finances personally and how your banking system will look for you, what you'll be depositing, and how is that going to grow and flow for you over the course of your life, and use that to pay those bills, those debts, make investments, and live the lifestyle that you want to live. So guys, as always, I appreciate you for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and also too, comment on this video and let us know some more things that you would like to see and for us to talk about on this channel. Until next time, better investments equals a better future, and I'll see you guys inside the next video.
I go what the people say. It costs to talk, I make them pay. Don't you wanna get away? Life will happen anyway. I don't care what the people say. It costs to talk, I make them pay. This time I won't let you get away from me. This time I'm gonna make you remember me.